Welcome everyone back to the Windy City MMA YouTube channel. I am Jordan, this is Lewis, and this is our UFC 320 Ankalaev versus Pereira 2 breakdown and betting prediction. We will start at the bottom of the card per usual, with our first matchup being Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. Veronica Hardy is 9-5-1, 4-5 in the UFC. She's coming off the decision loss to Eduarda Mora in November of last year, but she was on a three-fight win streak before that and sits as a huge minus 600 favorite in this fight. And she fights Brogan Walker. Walker is 7-4, although it says 8-4 there, and she's 0-2 in the UFC, most recently losing a decision to Yasmin Lucindo, and she is a huge underdog at plus 455. Who are you thinking in this fight?
I think the UFC is just helping Veronica Hardy today, well, in this fight, and just alley-ooping her pretty easy fight for her. Um, of course, it's women's MMA. I don't know if it's gonna be inside the distance or decision for Veronica Hardy, but it would be nice to see a inside the distance finish by Veronica Hardy. Pick Veronica Hardy, of course.
Yep. I am as well. She's 7 years younger, and she was on a nice win streak before that loss to a decent competition, and she should just be better everywhere. I won't have a bet on this fight, women's MMA, but maybe the fight to go the distance. I don't know. They both like to go the distance, it seems like. We'll move. The next fight of the card, Austin Vanderford versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Um, Sorry. Brahimaj is 12-5, 4-3 in the UFC, coming off a round one submission win against Billy Goff. Quite impressively, actually, and he was a huge underdog in that fight as well. And he finds himself another huge underdog at plus 235 in this fight against Austin Vanderford. Vanderford is 13-2, 1-0 in the UFC, most recently being a second round knockout victory against Nikolay Veretennikov, who fights later on this card. And he is the minus 290 favorite. This is a very good fight. I actually think it's like a very, very good fight. I'm gonna take a shot on the dog though. He's coming off two first round finishes, earning performance of the night in both, riding some nice momentum. His UFC losses haven't been coming from the best competition, but I like the momentum he's riding. He's younger by a couple years and could have some aggressive grappling upside in this. They're both, I think, decent grapplers, but I think he could just be a little bit better. So I'm going to take Ramiz Brahimaj to win this fight as the underdog. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. Yeah, this is gonna be a good ground wrestling jiu-jitsu game. Um, Especially because Ramiz has what I believe 10, 11 subs on his name and all them out of 12 of his wins. Um, it's kind of like maybe a no-brainer, but then again, Vanderford has that decent statistic for takedown defense. I haven't seen much from Vanderford. I really like your pick. Um, but I'm going for Vanderford. I think he's going to be able to use that length and reach. And if it goes to the ground, I think he has at least some of the experience to at least not get subbed, even though it's a very hard yeah, it is 11 subs on his name. So
For
it is
who?
kind of hard to pick against. Ramiz.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Vanderford is no slouch down there either, but I just think uh Ramirez could find one. I mean, he's riding a lot of momentum. I think momentum's really big, especially in a stage where you're not. Momentum's big at all times in general. You're riding high. Vanderford's riding high too, but Brahimaj has been the dog riding high. So I'm gonna go with him. But we're split on this fight. We'll move.
Yes.
The next fight on this card, Punahele Soriano versus Nikolay Veretennikov. Punahele Soriano is 11-4, 5-4 in the UFC, and coming off that first round KO against Eros Medic, where he was a slight underdog. He is the favorite in this fight, however, sitting at minus 245 right now. And he fights Nikolay Veretennikov. Veretennikov is 13-6, 1-2 in the UFC, and coming off the split decision victory against Francisco Prado. He is the plus 200 underdog. What are you thinking?
This fight, I want to pick an underdog, but this is not an underdog pick for me. I like Soriano. He is a Division three wrestler.
Yeah,
He's shown that wrestling, but the takedown defense is what kills me. I don't think what is it? Nikolay? Yeah, I don't think Nikolay will is gonna be able to, not gonna be able to, but his route of victory is most likely not gonna be to go to the ground. So I
100%.
think this is a very one-sided, I guess one-sided fight if they keep it on the feet. But take it to the ground, I think it's Soriano might even have a inside the distance um fight, but my pick is gonna go for the distance. Pick Soriano. I think this is gonna be an easy win for him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't know about easy, but because you said at the beginning, you're even thinking about the dog pick or whatever in this fight. I do think the odds are a little bit wide, but I agree with
Yeah.
you. I'm taking Soriano. I think he's just a little bit better with more UFC success and experience. And like you said, if Soriano takes him down and controls him and he fights smart, he could pick up a victory. We don't know if he's going to fight smart or not. He might try to stand and bang because he just got a first round knockout win. So you never really know what happens after that, how they're feeling, if they want to keep testing their stand up or not. But we'll see. But I'm going to pick Punahele. Holy shit. We're both on the side of the favorite. We'll move. The next fight on the card, which I can't believe they threw him this low. We got Patchy Mix versus Jakub Wilatsk. I don't know. But Patchy Mix is 20-2. He's 0-1 in the UFC, coming off the decision loss to Mario Batista in his UFC debut, and he is the minus 290 favorite in this fight, fighting the UFC newcomer Jakub Wilatsk. Jakub is 16-3-2, unlike the 0-0 record it says there. He is making his UFC debut, but he was the KSW champion before joining the UFC and hasn't lost since 2020. He is the plus 225 underdog in this fight. I have said it before, I think, but I know I've said I hate taking UFC debutants. I hate taking them. So, but on the flip side, I love taking UFC fighters in their second fight. Love it because their nerves tend to settle. They don't worry as much. The debut pressure is off. There's a lot of pressure in general on Patchy Mix to succeed because of how he did outside of the UFC. So I'm taking Mix in this fight. I think it could be a crazy grappling match. And when that happens, Patchy Mix is better. So I'm taking Patchy Mix. I'll probably take his money line somewhere in a parlay. Keep it at that. Patchy Mix is my pick. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I got Patchy Mix by decision. I think like exactly as you said, this is gonna be a good uh maybe even a grappler's delight. But for sure, once it hits the ground, I don't think either one is gonna be able to find a an easy submission, in my opinion. So I think this is gonna go to decision, especially with Patchy Mix from last his last fight, even though it went to decision, but he just like you said, it was the nerves. Jakub might have those nerves as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, by decision.
Both on the Patchy Mix side, probably by decision. We'll move. Next fight up the card, Macy Chaisson versus Yana Santos. Macy Chaisson is 10-4, unlike the 11-4 it says there, 8-4 in the UFC, and she's coming off a decision loss to Ketlin Vieira. She's the minus 180 favorite and fighting Yana Santos. Santos is 16-8, 6-5 in the UFC, but she's on a two-fight win streak, most recently a decision win against Miesha Tate, and she is the plus 150 underdog. I don't like this fight at all. I'm picking Macy, but I don't think I'll have any bets on this fight. I think she has the reach. She'll use it in this fight. hopefully, and probably win a decision. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a one-sided for sure. 5'11" height. There's a 5-inch difference in height and reach. Let me see. Ooh,
Yeah,
not really.
a little bit.
So I think, yeah, really one-sided. Macy has what I like about Macy is that she actually has some knockouts and submissions on her record. So that's for women's MMA, it's pretty good. Um, I won't have any bets though. I think Yana will be able to hang in there, going to decision.
Yeah, I agree. Probably go the distance. All right, so most both on the Chaisson side. We will move into the prelims in a banger of a fight. Daniel Santos versus Ju Sang Yu. Daniel Santos is 12 and 2, 3 and 1 in the UFC, most recently coming off that decision win against Zhang Yang Li. He sits the minus 130 favorite in this fight. It's sitting around close to a pick 'em though. And he's from the Shoot the Box team with Charles Oliveira. He has a good camp behind him. And he goes up against Jusang Yu. Zombie Jr. is 9-0. He's 1-0 in the UFC coming off that first round KO against Jekka Saragai in his UFC debut. He's a slight underdog in this fight, currently at minus or plus 110. What are you thinking?
I was really high when I really watched Ju Sang Yu's highlights. I saw his last fight. His
Yeah.
I really like when you stand when you're people say you're bouncing around, but it's like you're flowing. You have like that karate kind of people said it was like a McGregor, Rufy. I kind of see like a little bit of a Pereira behind it, that kind of stance. I really, really like it, but the only thing I don't like is that there is a lot of people picking him, and he
Really?
is the under. That is the only thing that's making me on the other side. Another thing is that he hasn't fought that, I guess, that much of even in the UFC. So maybe it's another level for him.
Yeah.
But then again, on the other side, Daniel Santos comes from the Chutabugs team and hasn't had that amount of good luck.
So you
Chutabugs
so
have just,
so who you picking? Who you
they
picking? You're contradicting yourself. I mean, I'm doing the same thing in this fight.
it's because Daniel Santos has like I've seen him fight, I've seen him in the UFC.
Yeah.
I'm very high on him, but Chutabugs is I don't know what's going on with Brazilians in general. I don't know. I don't know what I'm picking. I'm just gonna stay away and I'm just gonna watch this fight. I can't even pick a side. I really like both. Um, can't even
Fair.
pick. This is a
Fair.
50 fight for me.
I'm also very torn. Kind of how you were breaking your
Yes.
thing down. Zampi Jr.'s debut win against Jekka was great, in my opinion, because Jekka is not that good, right? Sarah is not good, by general standards. But Ju Sung Yu did what he was supposed to do. He knocked him out quick. Now, if he had a close-ish decision win against him, then maybe I'd be confident and pick Daniel Santos because of his team and his experience and stuff like that. But he didn't. He finished him quick, and he proved what he should have done. He proved that he could be legit because he did it in the fashion that he did it, no matter the opponent. You know what I mean? He did it quick with the opponent he was supposed to finish it quick with. So for that reason, I am very torn, but I'm going with the underdog, Ju Sang Yu. Um, I'm not sure if I'll have any money on it. Maybe a little bit. It is very close, but like I just
Yes.
think because he did it, because Ju Sang Yu knocked him out so quick. Like he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I mean? If they go in there and they disappoint against low competition and then they take a step up like this, there's concern. But Santos is good, and I could see him completely just ruining Jusang Yu winning a decision here. But for money line pick, I'm picking Jusang Yu. Not sure if I'll have a bet on it yet. If the odds widen more, maybe, but we'll see.
I think it'll get even closer during fight day.
As it gets closer to the fight. Yeah, I mean it was minus 130 plus 110 last time I saw it, but that was like 2 days ago, and I think it might be a little bit wider right now, to be honest. Plus
Oh,
120,
why?
minus 140. So a little bit wider, not
Okay,
much. Not much.
got it.
But I'm on the juice on you side. Lewis is staying safe and staying away.
Yeah, I'm not. This is gonna be like one of those fights that I really, really like. I really like the fast movements, angles, in and out. I like those. So it's both are dope. We'll
Fair.
see.
All right. We will move. Chris Gutierrez versus Farid Basharat. Basharat is 13-0. He is 4-0 in the UFC, coming off a decision victory over Victor Hugo and sits at a minus 440 favorite. He is fighting Chris Gutierrez. Gutierrez is 22, 5-2 in the 10-3 and 1 in the UFC. He's on a two-fight win streak. Most recently, a split decision win over John Castaneda, and he sits at the heavy plus 340 underdog. Farid is the better Basharat brother. He's kept his undefeated record. Now, this is definitely a big step up in competition for him, in my opinion. Maybe not big, but it's a step up in competition. But I think it's one he should pass. So I'm keeping this one short and sweet and picking him to win this fight. Not sure how, but I'm going to take him to win. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a one Basharat. And I
One-sided.
think it's gonna go to decision. Chris Gutierrez, yeah, very one-sided. I think Chris Gutierrez is very durable enough, even though he's what 34 years old, around mid 30s, and he's almost at the end of his career, I would say. He's had a pretty decent fights in the UFC, and most of them have gone to decision. I don't see why this wouldn't go either. He's gonna hang in there, durable guy, but Farid is just on
Different.
that momentum, exactly as you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly as you said before. Yeah,
I agree. Free Basharat is the pick. We will move. Edmen Shahbazyan versus Andre Muniz. Edmen Shahbazyan is 15-5. He's 8-5 in the UFC, and he's on a two-fight win streak. Most recently, a decision against Andre Petrosky. He is the favorite at minus 290 and fights Andre Muniz. Muniz is 24-7. He's 6-3 in the UFC, and most recently coming off that first round knockout loss to Ikram Aliskerov. He is the plus 235 underdog in this fight. Who are you taking?
this one's an easy one. Edmund Shahbazyan, and this one is by knockout. I don't see how. Well, I hope it doesn't go to decision because I really like how Edmund uses those angles, those hard kickboxing movements and combinations. I think this is going to be a knockout pick for him, which I am putting money on this fight for sure. Maybe just one sided. Not sure how it's going to be in a parlay, but I like the KO odds
Yep,
for him.
I agree with you. I'm taking Edmund here to stop or subdue the takedowns from Muniz. Andre was able to take Edmund down, but the Edmund won the exchanges on the feet, and I think it could be very similar in this fight. But I agree with you. I think he will find a KO when, Muniz has been finished in three of his last four, KO'd in two of them. So give me Shabazian, who loves to knock people out by KO against someone who has been finished a couple times recently. Make
Yep.
it easy. Edmund Shabazian is the pick by knockout. We move to Ateba Gautier versus Tre'ston Vines. This fight has just been changed today. Ateba Gautier is 8-1, 2-0 in the UFC, both big first round knockout victories, most recently against Robert Valentin, and he now fights Tre'ston Vines. Vines is 10-3, making his UFC debut, but he's on a four-fight win streak from three different promotions. Three of those four wins being by finish. And he had a fight scheduled for October 10th in LFA, so he has been in camp, just not for Gautier. Um, no odds are out yet, I don't believe, but I expect Ateba to be a huge favorite in this fight. And just like the Ozzy Diaz fight, I'm taking Ateba to win by knockout. There isn't much to talk about. Vines' his three losses have been he's been KO'd in his three losses, probably about to be a fourth. Maybe it could be a little bit better than the Diaz fight because I thought Gautier was gonna absolutely run through Ozzy Diaz like badly. So I don't think it could be much worse, but we'll see. Gautier by KO for me. What are you thinking?
Yeah, Ateba by knockout. Like the way he knocked out Jose Medina, and Jose Medina was a very durable fighter, and I believe wasn't knocked out until that fight. Ateba has that. He's very um tall for the division and just muscular and just like a phenom. So I think he's gonna for sure have a run in the UFC at the title. And this, even though Tre'ston's, well, I hope he has a good debut, but good luck to him.
So
This is a scary guy. This is
wait,
very even though he's been in camp, but this guy's a scary guy. He's so
yeah,
tall and go ahead.
I have a random question for you. All right.
All right,
Hey, he's
let's
a
see
lot
it.
tall. He is a lot taller than Vines. So
Bro, this guy.
when things like this happen, weird things sometimes happen in the fight. What do you think about a Gautier submission? He has no submissions. Vines has never been submitted, and he probably won't be looking for it. He will be looking for the KO per usual.
Yeah.
But weird things happen in fights like this, man. Like Gautier drops him and then just like club and subs him, like just to get his first like submission win if he doesn't knock him out cleanly. Like he probably won't. He probably won't. I'm telling you, this is like unbelievable,
Long. This is a very long
crazy
shot. Yeah.
chance. But like
This is
weird things happen in fights like this. Like because people are gonna be betting the KO like crazy. Like why
you
wouldn't you? I
are
mean, it's gonna be heavy. It's gonna be like minus 300.
you are foreshadowing an idea I had for the main event. We can say it. So it's the exact
We'll wait
same
to hear.
thing.
Yeah, we'll wait to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah. That is a crazy thought. I do see that.
But
I
it's
mean,
not
like
gonna
you said,
happen.
anything can happen,
Yeah.
and yeah, exactly. One kick to the head or one knockdown with a good hook knockdown, and he's vulnerable, and you jump a gilly, like it's
Yeah.
or get a rear naked choke. Yeah, I see that. Um, yeah, you're right, because
Did
exactly what happened with um Hamzad's training partner.
yeah.
How he was very high on knockouts and got his
Yeah.
first submission. I
Weird
see
things
that.
happen,
Yeah.
man. I'm telling
Okay.
you. Weird things happen in fights like these. That makes absolutely no sense. But they've been training it. Maybe they want to show it. And like coincidentally, the public is on something else. So
Stamp it. 10:36 p.m. Central Time.
there you go.
Right there and then.
So we're both on Gautier by finish. We'll leave it at that, though.
Yep.
We move to the main card opener. The main card opener, Abus Magomedov versus Joe Body Bags Pyfer. All right. Joe Pyfer is 14-3. He is 5-1 in the UFC. Most recently, a decision win against Kelvin Gastelum, and he is the minus 230 favorite. He is fighting Abus Magomedov. Magomedov is 28, 6-1, and he is 4-2 in the UFC, and he's on a three-fight win streak. Most recently, a decision win against Michel Pereira, and he sits at the plus 195 underdog in this fight, and this is a banger in my opinion. Abus is low-key very good. That being said, give me Pyfer by finish because of how hard he hits. He was cracking Gastelum, but Gastelum has an unbelievable chin. Now, to go back to Abus, Bruno Ferreira was cracking Abus. He was hurting him. Abus stayed in there, and he turned around and he got his round three sub. But I think Pyfer hits harder, and I think Pyfer puts out Magomedov with what Ferreira was hitting him with. So give me Pyfer on the money line, but I'll probably sprinkle a finish somewhere as well. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I did see that Ferrero fight. I do see where you're coming from. I just think that Joe Pyfer, like you said, harder hitter, and plus there's a height difference with Bruno Ferreira and Joe Pyfer for a fact. I know that has to play a part in what you were trying to say. With that being said, Joe Pyfer, this one's by knockout. Um, I do see a submission.
Yeah,
You just brought it, I do see that. So I like the finish prop. it's probably in the negative one,
Yeah,
hundreds. Oh, that's exactly what I'll play. But I like the round one, round two prop for sure. Abus got knocked out by Sean Strickland, and first round was just touch. Let me see how well distance management and everything, and then second round is I think it's gonna be all Joe. I
I
think
agree.
second round for me, but one and two are gonna be a good bet. Like last time we saw on what is it, DraftKings?
Yeah, round two. Cool. I like it.
But
Joe Pyfer is the pick by finish. We move to the next fight of Josh Emmett versus Youssef Zalal. Josh Emmett is 19-5. He is 10-5 in the UFC and coming off a decision loss to Lerone Murphy. Emmett sits as the plus 340 underdog and goes up against Youssef Zalal. Zalal is 17-5-1. He is 7-3-1 in the UFC, and he's on a four-fight win streak in the UFC since rejoining for his second stint. Most recently, a decision victory against Calvin Kattar, and he is the minus 440 favorite in this fight. What are you thinking?
there's Josh Emmett he has that one haymaker knockout that just it's like another Michael Johnson. I guess that happened to him as well, but I like Yusuf Zalal by decision. Keep the distance, touch, leg kick, get out the way, avoid the right overhand, and straight decision. It's a 3 round fight. I think this is going to be, even though there is a height difference. I think Zalal is just like I said, much faster in and out. The much younger fighter as well. Josh Emmett's around 40 years old, around the end of his career, and even though I do want to see Josh Emmett win, I think Zalal has a very high future now in the UFC, and it's riding that momentum by decision. I really like that play.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the odds are a bit wide, because like you said, Emmett's always dangerous, has that KO power, but this is number 8 versus number 9, so it really does matter. And I think, like you said, since Alal has returned to the UFC for his second stint, he's been on a mission to win. And I think that's what he's going to
Yep.
do here. So we're both on Zalal. Money line. We move to the banger of the evening, Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. Yuri Prochazka is 31-5-1, 5-2 in the UFC with his only loss in the UFC, only losses coming to Alex Pereira. He's coming off the third round KO win against Jamal Hill, where he looked very, very good. And he sits at the minus 180 favorite going up against Khalil Roundtree Jr. Roundtree is 14-6. He is 10-6 in the UFC, and he is also coming off a unanimous decision victory over Jamal Hill, and he is the plus 150 underdog. This is such a fun fight, and I cannot wait for it. I think the odds should be at a pick 'em because I don't think anyone can confidently say someone's going to win. But I am going to pick Yuri Prochazka unconfidently. It'll be most likely a banger stand-up fight, but I think Yuri can get some takedowns, and if he wants, and hopefully if he fights smart, win a decision. Now Roundtree can 100% use that Muay Thai, just take over this
Yeah,
fight, land that big KO, but I'm picking Yuri. I don't know if I'll have a bet on it. What are you thinking?
I hate myself for this pick.
You're picking
All right,
Yuri, but you like Roundtree.
no,
No?
I am actually picking Roundtree, and just based off this one aspect, you said the Muay Thai, which is true, but the leg kicks.
Yeah.
And the legs played a very big part on the Yuri versus Alex Pereira both fights. And those leg kicks, even with Jamal Hill as well. Jamal Hill has those leg kicks as well, but it was there was a toll on his legs for sure. I hope Khalil Roundtree notices that, does some 1-2 combos up top, leg kick, chop the leg. That's usually what we always say again when you're going against a taller fighter. You got to chop the tree down. I think this should be a pick 'em, and I really like the value on Roundtree. It's hard for me to go against Yuri. He has that karate base, which is I guess my background, I guess.
Yeah,
But if he goes through this path, I this should be a pick 'em. But
I
I
agree.
like the value on Khalil Roundtree winning, and I hope he gets another title shot.
Okay.
Roundtree, yeah. I'm
So
picking the other side.
we are split on
Yep.
this fight, but it is okay.
I hope it's leg kicks. I'm calling it. I hope he's doing it. Please
Those
go
make
up,
the
down.
difference. There you go.
Yes, that will make a big difference in it.
We'll see. We will move to the co-main event of the evening, Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen, the bantamweight title fight. Merab is 20-4. He is 13-2 in the UFC. He has not been defeated inside the octagon since 2018, most recently beating Sean O'Malley by submission in the round three, and he's making his third title defense against Corey Sandhagen. Sandhagen is 18-5, 11-4 in the UFC, coming off that second round knee injury win against Davison Figueiredo, where he was dominating. He caused the knee injury. I was at that fight. He was dominating. Corey's the plus 296 dog. Merab is the minus 375 favorite currently. What are you thinking?
I think this is going to be like a Umar versus Corey Sandhagen fight. They're Umar and Merab are almost the same height. They have almost the same background. And look what happened that time. It was a 5 round fight, and a lot of people were saying Corey Sandhagen by knockout, get that flying knee, or whenever you get that takedown. This is very open for sure. That knockout can for sure be open, but I think Merab can. He's been what's the word? He's been dazed. He's been hit a couple of times
Yeah,
where you think he's gonna be knocked down, but he hasn't recently, especially that Cejudo fight. Caught a left hook and was still there, was still able to recover. And well, he's the machine. I've gone against him whenever he went against Sean O'Malley. I can't go against him now.
yeah,
Rob, and still,
I agree. I'm excited for this fight though. The whole card is great, but I'm picking Merab too. I
yep,
just think he's so damn good and he's improving every single fight. But like you said, I do think Corey is the more well-rounded Sean O'Malley, and I think Sugar versus Sean or Sugar versus
yep,
Corey will be an unbelievable fight after Merab wins, most likely.
yep.
But I agree with you. I think Sandhagen, like you said, there was a time not long ago where everyone was saying, when is Merab gonna get hurt? Because he always gets hurt in every fight. Maybe Sandhagen can do that and capitalize it. But I don't know. I think Merab's just improving too much, so I'm gonna take Merab. But I do think people are overlooking Corey a little bit. We will move to the main event of the evening, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira, the light heavyweight championship of the world. The champion Magomed Ankalaev is 12-1-1, 12-1-1, 21-1-1, 12-1-1 in the UFC, and he hasn't lost since 2018, coming off a unanimous decision victory against Alex Pereira where he won the belt. He is the minus 250 favorite going up against Alex Pereira, who is 12-3. He is 9-2 in the UFC, coming off the decision loss to Magomed Ankalaev, where he lost the belt, and he is the plus 210 underdog. I'm going to start by saying this. I am a huge Alex Pereira fan, and I am picking him to win this fight because of my bias. But historically, it is so hard to win rematches like this. We saw it in Sugar versus Merab 2. We saw it in Leon versus Usman 2. It's hard to win that belt back because the new champion has seen you in the ring. They have so much more confidence and they know they can beat you. So I don't think this is an easy fight. And unbiased, I'd probably tell you to take Ankalaev, take him by finish. But Pereira looked bad in their first fight. I think maybe he was so worried about the takedown threat that he got zero striking going, couldn't find anything, but he stuffed all the takedowns and he lost on the feet. I hope this time around he also has more confidence in his ability to stuff takedowns, can take more chances on the feet. So I'm picking him with extreme bias, but huge caution, because normally I would say Ankalaev to dominate Pereira and probably get a finish. But Shama, give me Pereira. What are you thinking?
Exact same thing how you said. It's not most of not not the biggest thing is like to get the belt back, but I think these just Russian, Georgians, Europeans are just on a tear at the moment, and we can't. There's no one who can do it. I hope Alex Pereira resets the whole lightweight division back again, gets that title back, and even though he stuffed most of the takedowns in the first fight, I think, like you said, Magomed is gonna have that. extra push, like, oh, I beat you, so I can actually take you down. Where Alex Pereira's sub is very live.
That's
I
crazy.
can't believe he still hasn't used his jujitsu, where he's had so many chances. It's a very long shot. It's a long, long shot. I've been placing it the past two fights.
I honestly thought you were gonna pick Magomed sub. I'm not gonna lie. When you said foreshadowing, I thought you were taking
No,
Magomed
no, no,
sub.
no, 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 no. Alex Pereira, because I've seen some footage of him doing some leg locks, and well, I don't think this is gonna be a leg lock fight, but
Yeah, yeah.
imagine, imagine a triangle, a
I mean,
triangle choke taken down. It's just like a whole long shot. Of
yeah,
course, the biggest thing is because what I'm saying is that everyone is picking Alex Pereira by knockout or Magomed by decision.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
really
I
see
mean,
Magomed knocking out Alex Pereira?
yeah. I mean, normally, if I wasn't so biased on Pereira, I would tell you to pick Magomed by finish, in my opinion. Um, but I like it. I mean, I like it. He's been training with Glover for so damn long that like something's finally got to rub off, right? So I like it.
And his only loss, Magomed's only loss, I guess, is freaking Paul Craig last second Hail Mary submission.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I think what Alex Pereira is gonna do, I get if he loses, he's gonna move up to heavyweight, which is
yeah.
what I think his plan is, which is what he's been doing, middleweight, light heavyweight, and
Become a three
it
division
would,
champ, first ever.
yeah, yeah, it would be dope if he wins, and then what's the word? Not withdraws the belt.
Vacates.
Yeah, vacates the belt, moves up,
Yeah,
see him at the White House.
that'd be crazy. I mean, he only has 2, 3 fights left in him. So if he does that and moves up, or does that, fights Alberg and then moves up, 100%. But he's got to win this first, and this is a tall task for sure. I am very afraid of this fight. I will not lie. But we're both on the prayer side. I like it.
It
Shama,
is. Yeah,
we gotta
we
be.
have to. You got to. It's a long shot for this one, but
I'm wearing his merch.
let's go.
So Shama it is. All right. Well, that was our UFC 320 Pereira versus Ankalaev breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next time.